You checked 47 things off your to-do list today, and you still feel like a failure. Here's why. Productivity culture didn't teach you how to succeed. It taught you how to disappear. And if you're exhausted from doing everything right and still feeling empty, this video is going to change everything. I'm Leah Brown, and in the last video, we talked about why burnout can't be fixed with rest. In this video, we're going after the thing that's causing your burnout in the first place, the lie that your worth is determined by your productivity. And I know you've heard this before. You're more than what you do. It sounds nice, but you don't believe it because every single day you're living like it's not true. Your calendar is packed, your to-do list is endless, and somewhere deep down, you believe that if you just do more, achieve more, produce more, then you'll finally be enough. But here's what nobody's telling you. Productivity culture isn't about helping you succeed. It's about keeping you so busy that you never stop to ask if you're living the right life. So let's expose the lie. Let's talk about what productivity culture really taught you. And let's talk about what it's costing you. Here's the lie productivity culture sold you. Busyness is a virtue. A full calendar means a full life. If you're not producing, you're not valuable. And you bought it. We all did. You learned to wear your exhaustion like a badge of honor. I'm so busy became your identity. I don't have time became your mantra. You started measuring your worth by your output, by the number of emails you answered, the projects you completed, the hours you worked, the things you checked off your list. And here's the insidious part. It worked. For a while, you got promoted, you got praised, you got recognized. People called you driven, dedicated, the one who gets things done. But somewhere along the way, you stopped being a person and became a productivity machine. And now you're exhausted, empty, resentful, because you've been climbing a ladder that's leaning against the wrong wall. Let me tell you about a former client of mine, a woman in her late 40s, incredibly successful by every external measure. She said one day, "I've achieved everything I set out to achieve. So why do I feel like I've wasted my life?" Here's why. She had spent 25 years doing what productivity culture told her to do. She optimized her time. She maximized her efficiency. She became really good at producing, but she never stopped to ask, am I producing the right things? Am I building the right life? And that's the trap. Productivity culture keeps you so focused on how to do more that you never ask why you're doing it in the first place. So let's talk about what this lie is actually costing you. First, it's costing you your identity. When your worth is tied to your productivity, you don't know who you are when you're not producing. You can't rest. You can't be still. You can't just be. Because if you're not doing something, you feel worthless. And that's not freedom. That's slavery. Second, it's costing you your relationships. You're so busy managing your to-do list that you're not actually present with the people you love. You're there physically, but mentally, you're already thinking about the next thing you need to do. Your kids don't need a more productive parent. They need a present one. Your spouse doesn't need you to do more. They need you to be more connected, more available, more you. Third, it's costing you your purpose. Here's a hard truth. Your calendar is a theological document. It reveals what you truly worship. You can say you value your faith, your family, your health, your personal growth. But if I look at your calendar, where does your time actually go? What gets the best of your energy and attention? For most of us, the answer is other people's agendas, urgent but unimportant tasks, things that keep us busy but don't move us toward what actually matters. You're living in what I call the time trap, the painful gap between what you say you value and how you actually spend your time. And here's the thing, you can be incredibly productive at living the wrong life. You can check every box, meet every deadline, exceed every expectation, and still end up at the end of your life wondering, what was the point? Because productivity culture taught you to ask, how can I do more? When the real question is, who am I really? And how can I build a life that's an authentic expression of that person? Now, here's where this gets really sneaky. Productivity culture offers you a counterfeit version of worth. It says, you're valuable because you're productive. But that's not worth, that's performance. And performance-based worth is always conditional. It's always fleeting. It's always exhausting because the bar keeps moving. You achieve one goal and immediately you're looking for the next one. You get one promotion and you're already thinking about the next level. You're on a hamster wheel and you can't get off because you've been taught that stopping means failing. Let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with being productive. There's nothing wrong with working hard. There's nothing wrong with achieving goals. The problem is when your identity becomes wrapped up in your productivity, when your worth becomes dependent on your output. Because here's what I know after 20 plus years of walking with burned out professionals. Being needed is not the same as being loved. Being busy is not the same as being fulfilled. Being productive is not the same as being purposeful. Productivity culture taught you to confuse activity with meaning, to confuse busyness with importance, to confuse doing with being. And that confusion is killing you. Not literally, though for some people it is, but it's killing your joy, your peace, your presence, your ability to actually live your life instead of just managing it. So what's the truth? The truth is this: your worth was established before you ever produced a single thing. You were created with intention and purpose, not because of what you can do, but because of who you are. And I know that sounds nice, but it's hard to believe when you've spent your entire life being rewarded for what you produce. So let me give you something practical. Here are 4 truths about productivity that productivity culture will never tell you. Truth 1, busyness is not a virtue. It's often a form of armor. It's a way to avoid the discomfort of stillness, a way to avoid the deeper questions about your life, a way to feel important without actually being purposeful. Truth 2, your calendar is not a to-do list. It's a declaration of what you worship. If you want to know what you truly value, don't look at what you say. Look at where your time goes. That's your real priority. Truth 3, rest is not a reward for productivity. It's a requirement for being human. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to be productive enough to deserve it. Rest is where you begin, not where you end. Truth 4, your worth is not determined by your output. This is the big one, the one that changes everything. You are not valuable because you're productive. You're valuable, period. And when you truly believe that, everything shifts. You stop performing and start being. You stop proving and start living. You stop managing your life and start actually experiencing it. So here's my invitation to you. Stop letting productivity culture define your worth. Stop measuring your value by your output. Stop believing that a full calendar means a full life. Start asking the deeper questions. Who am I when I'm not producing? What do I actually value, not what I've been told to value? Am I building a life that aligns with my soul, or am I just becoming really efficient at living someone else's agenda? This isn't about becoming lazy. It's not about lowering your standards or giving up on your goals. It's about redefining success. It's about recognizing that true productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. It's about understanding that you were not created to be a productivity machine. You were created to be a human being with purpose, with presence, with peace. And here's the part that makes this different from every other productivity message out there. This isn't just about you figuring it out. This is about reconnecting with the God who created you with intention. The one who doesn't measure your worth by your output. The one who doesn't need you to be productive to love you. The one who says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Not work harder and then rest. Just rest, because you're already enough. If this is hitting you right where you need it, I want you to do two things. First, leave a comment and tell me, what's one thing you're going to stop doing this week? What's one commitment, one task, one obligation that you're going to delete because it doesn't align with who you actually are? Second, subscribe to this channel. In the next video, we will be talking about the identity gap, how losing yourself leads to burnout, and it's going to get even deeper. Remember, you are not a productivity machine. You are a human being created with purpose. Your worth was never determined by your output. And the sooner you believe that, the sooner you'll be free. Stop doing more. Start being more. I'm Leah Brown, and I'll see you in the next video.